Why does my podcast suck? Why is it not getting downloads? Why does nobody care? Chances are you missed the very first step of starting your podcast, and that is, who is it for? Today, we're going to talk about target audience, specifically target persona, and how you should be directing everything in the podcast from A to Z around this. This is probably the most important video you could possibly watch on podcasting, and the reason why your podcast is probably failing right now. When we help build a podcast, everybody comes in and says, Tyler, my target audience is everybody. Or if they're willing to narrow it down just a little bit, they'll say my audience is 30 to 50-year-old men and women. And that's about as linear as they want to get. Because everybody thinks intuitively, if they're building something, they want to open it up to as wide of an audience as possible. The problem is when you speak to everybody, you speak to actually nobody. So imagine if you would, for one moment, you have a 97-year-old man in that corner and you have a 16-year-old woman in that corner there. And if it's a guest podcast, imagine I have amazing guests sitting in the corner right now. And my whole goal with this podcast is the target audience. A lot of people think it's about the host. It's not about the host. And a lot of people think it's about the guest. It's not about the guest. It's about you. It's about the audience. So if I'm going to ask a question to this person here, my guest, to benefit a 97-year-old male audience, I'm going to ask that question completely different than in a way that will benefit a 16-year-old female audience. This is why target persona is so important. Even YouTube, if you go into the back end right now, they specify a casual viewer from a new viewer from somebody that watches your content all the time. They're paying attention to this. And what that helps is the algorithm decide who this is for. So target persona, I want you to think of this one person in the world that you're speaking to. Only one. I want you to name them. I want you to write down their 5 favorite TV shows. I want you to write down their 5 favorite podcasts. I want you to understand what their favorite meal is. If they have kids, if they have a dog. I want you to get super linear into the psychographics, demographics, and every other piece of that target persona you can. You're going to use this throughout your podcast journey in so many different ways. If you know your target persona, then you're going to be able to do your branding better. Because if you're doing it for the 97-year-old gentleman I mentioned, you're going to do it completely different. Your artwork, your text, your color scheme on your cover art. The 97-year-old man is going to click a completely different cover than the 16-year-old woman is. You can look on Netflix right now. Go out and do nothing but click rom-coms for a while. Look at that cover art. Now go on somebody else's channel and click nothing but Sylvester Stallone films. Look at the cover art. Look at the way they're speaking to the demographic. So few people think about this when they're starting their podcast. The other thing being intentional about your target audience does is it helps YouTube help you. If YouTube understands how your audience is very intentionally, then it's going to help direct or test on that audience. If you make it hard because you're talking different in every single video, and one day you're talking to the 17-year-old woman, and the next day you're talking to the 97-year-old man, YouTube is going to be super confused because they're not going to go, I'm just going to send this to everybody and see if it works. Once again, this is the Down and Dirty series. There's so much more to it, but my goal with this video is to help you be intentional with this person that you're seeking to connect to. And if you want the bonus prize and the key to podcasting, make sure it's here. Make sure you find the way. Yes, podcasting can benefit your business, but even more, it can benefit your life and it can benefit the people you're talking to. I know no better power for good in the world than the camera right now to direct good messaging. I have a trick I do that I'll let you in on the secret on a later date that will connect you so well to this audience. You'll probably cry the first time you do it. So I want you to stay tuned, coming at you live here from Backlot Studios, AZ Pod Studio, Business Radio X here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. And I want you to subscribe to our channel and let us know anytime you're in town because we're always hosting free get-togethers with great people to become a community around good in the world, podcasting, and amazing voices. See you next time.